Colon Therapy Center, Janet Eileen Mitchell, right out at Callaway and Brimhall. They're here in Bakersfield. People raving about the health benefits they're experiencing from this gentle therapy. The website at bakersfieldcolonics.com. Our great friends at Cruise Through Car Wash, 7 locations here in Bakersfield. Just 5 minutes in and you're out with a beautiful car wash.
We'd like to thank our friends over at Kern Construction and Electric Incorporated. Robert Miller, the longtime resident here, he specializes in the remodeling of homes and businesses. He can be contacted at 661-322-5554. Chuck and Wendy Noss, owners of Nature's Food Market and Juice Bar, for delicious, healthy food, fresh juices and smoothies, and the best advice about your good health. Visit them at 2000 H Street, right here in Bakersfield, across from the Fox Theater. Call to place an order at 661-327-4430 and like them on Facebook.
Dr. Vinod Kumar and his associates at the Vascular and Leg Center at 5020 Commerce Drive here in Bakersfield. Dr. Kumar has a passion and a new treatment to prevent amputations caused by diabetes. Go to his website at thevascularandlegcenter.com for information and an appointment.
Thank you to all of our sponsors for continuing to support Open Up.
You bet. We're back. Don Clark here, Tina Miller off to Nashville, enjoying the music scene there. Here with my co-host Bob Frater, my good buddy for many years, and a special shout out also to the folks up in Reno. Let's just stay with Nevada today.
Come on.
Good to see you. All right.
Winnemucca.
Yeah, it's
Come on. Well, Don, I have to tell you,
Area 51. That's you folks over there. We appreciate you watching. All right.
I have to tell you this this subject we're discussing in these first 2 segments is really floating every boat I've got. And we are very pleased right now to welcome Brenda Gonzalez, who is the 5th grade learning facilitator at Kennedy Elementary School. And I concur, Kalsa. How did I do? Did I do okay? And
we'll stay with Kalsa.
Okay,
Yeah,
and she is a learner at Lindsay High School.
Right.
And has been in this system for a bit of time. So welcome to both of you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Brenda, how long have you been, and I really like that you have shifted some of the titles from teacher to learning facilitator. How long have you been a learning facilitator?
Well, a learning facilitator I've been for 2 years now.
Mm-hmm.
I had 1 year experience prior to that as a teacher, so I've had the experience of being in a traditional model and now the performance-based system model for 2 years.
In your estimation, in your words, what has been the biggest difference?
The greatest difference that I noticed is just that transparency and how we're creating these independent learners. The learners know exactly what they need to do to get from point A to point B to point C, and they can tell you that. It's very important because it develops those problem-solving skills that they need for the future. And I think that's the greatest difference is just that transparency. They know where they're at. They know what they need to do, and how to get there.
What about this system makes that so much more transparent?
The learners have access. We have different programs that they have access to. It's like Mr. Namba mentioned previously, we do have scoring from 1 to 4, and we have a program named called Educate, and the learners have access. So they can go on there every day, any time of the day. They can show it to their parents. And as a learning facilitator, we have to make sure that's updated. So we're updating constantly. So there's not really a period where, okay, report cards are coming out, or, today, the grades have to be in today. Grades are being input daily, and the kids can look at their progress daily. So there's no surprise at the end of the year that parents are like, wait a minute, they're being held back, or what's going on here? No, the learner is just continuous, and we're showing their progress. All the parents can go on there and see it anytime they want.
Kalsa, your experience in this whole system, what do you think?
I have a really great experience with this. When I was in 4th grade, I was lost. I had no idea what I was doing. Every day I would go to a class. The teacher would be in the front, and she would say, okay, this is your assignment for today. We would finish that assignment, and then we would go home, and we would never think about it again. Now, since performance-based system has been implemented in our schools, everything's transparent. I can see what I'm doing. I have a capacity matrix. It's a paper, and it has a measure and topic, and it has all the learning targets that we need to achieve. And the learning facilitator gives you all the materials. Okay, this is what you need to do. I could work on it at home. I can work on it when I'm in school, or when I'm out of state. I could work on it anytime I want to. So I think that's really, really great.
Do you find yourself advancing much faster than you would under the traditional model?
Under the traditional model, no. I was not. I was always put back. I wanted to go ahead. I would be finished with my work, and I would just sit there and be bored. I'll be like, okay, now what do I do?
Yeah.
But now, since the performance-based system has been implemented in our schools, I could go ahead, help other learners if they need help in that measuring topic that they need help on or that I've achieved already. And I could go ahead. I can even skip grades if I want to and just reach my goal faster.
What grade are you in?
I am in 10th grade, sophomore in high school.
10th grade, sophomore in high school. How do colleges look at this model as you begin to apply? Because very soon you'll be applying to colleges.
Yes.
And maybe this is a question for both of you. How do colleges view this model when they're choosing the students to come to their school?
I think this is a really big impression. I mean, they are looking at learners that are achieving faster, and they're seeing the whole world like as a future. They're doing everything fast, and they want learners that could achieve things that are really like fast. So they want to see learners to see everything.
And we were actually talking about it in the car. You can tell them about their hands-on experience. Do you want to tell them about that a little
Yes. So I'm in an Academy of Engineering, and in engineering environment, we have project managers, interns, and you get a problem, you have to solve it, and you go and build construction and everything. So last year, we had a project and we had to design a healthcare center. And I was a project manager, I had interns, and I had industry mentors. And we had to design a healthcare center, use industry mentors to get help on what our project was. We had to make models, 3D models, and cost estimates and site analysis, all that good stuff.
Wow.
And then we would present it in front of business interviewers. And we would present our proposal and say, okay, this is our proposal, and here it goes.
At the break, my buddy here, Bob Prater, was telling me about a study that back in kindergarten, a group of kids were asked what they wanted to be when they were older, and they just had wonderful, wild, extravagant dreams, and by the time they were in the fourth grade,
Right.
in the traditional system, all of that was beat out of them.
Right.
And do you find your classmates are able to dream big and let their imaginations go wild in what they might accomplish under this system as opposed to the other system?
Yes, of course. The learning facilitators, they're motivating their learners that whatever field you want to go will help you in that. And they can see everything in the future. Okay, yes, I'm going to do this, or I want to do this. Or I'll go to this university and I'll take this kind of degree and I'll go over there. And we're also getting communications around the world. Okay, we're getting help from other people, and we're getting communication going on as well.
Wow.
I am in love with all of this. I have to tell you, this is just the best. The best.
Guys, share with us some more about your feelings about it.
Well, we did discuss, going back to your last question, the data's there, comparing our district now to our district a few years
Right.
back. The amount of learners that are going to four-year universities has doubled.
Really?
So
there
we
it
have
is.
seen some great gains from this, from the system, from
Now,
that's developed.
say that again, because that's a remarkable statistic.
Right here in the Valley, it sure is.
Say that again.
The four learners that have gone to a four-year university has, I believe, doubled. So the data's there. It's just comparing ourselves to a few years prior to having this system in place.
So
our kids are
you really are
going to college.
establishing a whole new culture in
Yes.
the Valley. Going to college is not the norm here in the Valley. And,
No.
and you're changing that.
Mm-hmm.
That's wonderful. You know, I'm thinking of a professor I knew at Boston University who would go to Cuba and teach. And he said in Cuba the kids were on their seats and they were looking, they were eating. And then he'd come back to the United States and teach, and kids are slumping in the chairs and go, oh, whatever, you know, and that kind of thing. But it sounds like you have recaptured the joy, the thrill of learning.
I would say
Yeah.
yes. When the kids come, I think they're happy to be in charge of their learning. And it takes, from a learning facilitator, it takes us letting go of that control of being
Right.
in the front of the classroom and wanting to have everything in place and in control. You might have 5 kids that are working on one learning target, 5 other ones on something else. You might have a small group with you that needs a little more support.
Yeah.
But as I was talking to both of these learners earlier today, they're just ecstatic that they can move on. They don't have to sit there and wait for someone else.
Well, we're excited for you. And Chris, let's put up Principal Namba's address again. If you want to talk to Principal Namba about this whole program, if you want to contact him, if you want to go for a tour and see what they're doing in Lindsay, there you go, right there. A little complicated, district.lindsay.k12.ca.us//Kennedy. And then the phone number, I'll just say it, 559-562-5466. And he's his extension 5513. And as he's indicated, very happy to talk to you and show you what's going on in Lindsay. Truly a model for the nation, we believe.
I believe so.
And we're so glad that you guys have driven all the way down from Lindsay to be with us today. So safe journey back, and God bless. We'll be right back. What's coming up next, Bob?
We're going to talk about Toys for Tots.
Oh.
Let it be.
All right.
We'll be right back.